And we're live.
Here we go. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Let me pull up Facebook.
We'll do it live. And guys, if you're watching, Shipley's back.
I'm back.
Woo! He's back from space camp.
Yep, I toured Uranus.
Yep. He toured Uranus.
This is a family-friendly show, guys.
It is. Oh, no, it's not.
It is most certainly not.
Is it less cussing than the Tuesday thing?
It's
Yes.
way less cussing than the dirty Nirvana Boys show.
Although it surprised me, Brad had kept taunting me when he came on the Comics Exchange podcast that he planned to like make Mike's job miserable editing it and stuff. He didn't.
He didn't?
No, I don't remember him swearing once. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is Brad is a fake and his obsessive cussing is an act?
No, Brad is a professional when he has to be a professional.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Yeah. But I'm back. It's a good week to be back.
It's a really good week to be back.
Yeah. And next week looks killer too. And actually, Thanksgiving week is crazy too.
Yeah.
That is absolutely Wonder Woman 2 and Justice League Unlimited.
I'm pumped for Justice League Unlimited.
Same. And not just because of the Hush thing.
No. I'm excited for it because I'm hoping it's a little bit more reminiscent of the show.
Is West Coast that week or is it this next week?
What? That's a good question. It's one of these 2 weeks. It's coming out before the end of the month.
Yeah, West Coast. That's Jerry Dugan.
Yeah, and this is a good time to bring this up. Is Wednesday is TMNT versus Naruto. What is it? Naruto. I don't know if they're going to fight.
Also, while we do that, we're going to have you do the Naruto run.
Yeah, Mac, you're going to do it back and forth.
I'm going to do the Naruto run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have you do that.
Should I do it into Area
51? Yeah. That was...
Yeah.
That's when the internet. That's when the internet's at its best.
I'll Naruto run into
that's what the internet was made for.
Yeah, it's goofy stuff like that.
It's goofy stuff like that.
But they're gonna. Nirvana does have a store exclusive cover for that TMNT versus Naruto, right?
Yes.
I'm never gonna pronounce that right. So
it's by our buddy Jason Flowers.
Yep.
So we should have that soon.
Yep.
I don't know exactly when that is, but
it's this coming Wednesday is when the book comes out.
Yeah. So we'll have that soon.
Yeah, and he's done some other like turtles.
Yeah, he's done a lot of the turtle exclusives. So he also did the Terminator exclusive.
Oh, okay.
That we did,
nice.
yeah.
Terminator 2 comes out this week, and I'm pumped for that.
Yes, Terminator 2 does come out this week.
It's very rare for me to be pumped for a Dynamite book, but I am pumped for that book.
Ryan's like, I'm so pumped.
Josh, how did the Midnight Sale go?
Insanity.
Mm-hmm.
It was just... I mean, the reception and just the turnout was a lot more than I expected, honestly. I thought we were just going to have like some of the big G.I. Joe heads come out.
Yeah.
But man, everybody came out. We had a really big night and a really big day that followed.
Yep.
But it was fun. We're definitely planning on doing that again.
Yeah.
So a little bit more details on that here in a couple of months. But we do got something planned.
Should do one for.
Is it the thing I thought of?
I don't remember what you thought of.
What did you think of?
I can't say it, but if it is my thing, I better get 100% credit.
I'll give you 100% credit.
Yeah, we did that back in the day at Comics Exchange for the Batman Catwoman wedding issue.
Yeah.
Bill's wife Kendra got us a wedding cake and everything like that.
That's funny.
The thing that was interesting, did you notice this too? You had the people that weren't even there to pick up the book you were doing the Midnight Sale for. They just wanted to grab their folder.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple people like. But what was great and what I loved about it is people were just kind of just like. See, what I love about midnight releases, and it kind of takes me back. Remember when GameStop used to do them?
Yeah.
Man, like just people. Would just come in and they just talk and they just
hang out.
They just be happy just to be there. They were just talking about comics, just everything they were loving to read, and that's like the camaraderie there.
We don't get that really anymore.
No, and it's great. You just and like I said, from what we had here, I mean, people are just itching for it. So, Like we're going to continue to to build on the one that we had, and
because you had somebody in line around like 6. Yeah.
Yeah, first person sat by the door at 6 o'clock.
And he actually ended up winning the big.
Yeah, he did.
Prize,
he actually won the
awesome.
Actually won the.
That's awesome when someone who does that. I always like it when the person who gets there the first actually ends up winning like the jackpot
I like
prize.
when I win stuff.
I like when I win stuff too.
You guys are going to do something for Black Friday. You started.
We have some Black Friday deals. It's on our social media platforms and stuff. Y'all can check those out. I don't know them right now off the top of my head, but yeah, we got some big things planned for that. We got a lot of big things.
And then also this last weekend, like yesterday and today, we had James over next door from Easy Collectibles.
Yep.
So he has a whole bunch of awesome figures and just magazines and just great stuff over there. So he will definitely be back.
Like a lot of game playing magazines for like the Dungeons and Dragons.
A lot of Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Yeah. So he will definitely be back in the near future. So yeah, it was really great to have him here this week.
I know Comic Exchange will have our podcast out Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a fun episode. I'm not doing anything to it. I'm letting Bill and Mike produce it this week, so I'm excited to see what we do. And I think we're gonna do one Thanksgiving week where we're gonna do Comics 101. So if you have a friend out there that's starting to get into collecting, we're gonna kind of go over all the terms that we know, all that stuff. So we have some fun gummy. But we're here for reviews.
And lastly, like if you guys are watching us live, like say stuff in the chat. I see Nolan's watching now. So Nolan, what's
He's
up,
very
buddy?
excited today because I found him a Stray Dogs number 5.
Well, actually, we found you a bunch of stuff in your folder, Nolan. So when you get time, McKay has a gift for you in there.
A gift.
A gift.
Mm-hmm.
An actual gift.
An actual gift.
Wow.
An actual gift.
That's exciting. But we're gonna review.
We're here to talk about books.
What are we starting with?
I say we start with Spider-Man.
God.
Do
we got a coin?
I think we should start with Absolute because that's.
I say y'all fight over who comes back.
Well, I was gonna say start.
But I'm back from space camp.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, then you would want to start with Arcbound because it's all space.
You know what? What is Ryan? No, we're going with Ryan.
We're going with Ryan.
We're going to start Absolute Batman number 2.
Absolute Batman number 2.
So I'll start it. It's another absolute banger.
Yeah. Is that why you were? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. But seriously, like after issue 1, I was kind of wondering what they were going to do.
Yeah.
And they're keeping the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like both creators, Scott Snyder and Nick. How do you pronounce his last name? Are just cooking on all cylinders. Yeah. So is the Batmobile thing at the end of the year.
You're standing in it. I'm like, oh my god.
And they're doing a little bit more of the mythology. They're showing. I like that they're doing flashbacks to Bruce as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't met Selena in modern day yet, but we get a little teaser at the end of the book.
Yeah. So.
I liked when Bruce went and played cards with all his boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
it seems. Are we doing spoilers?
Oh yeah, full spoilers ahead. All of these books, you cannot talk about them without spoiling the crap out of them.
Yeah.
I said crap.
You did. You're dirty. What were you gonna say, Josh?
I was gonna say. Since it's I love the fact that he knows his friends do. Shady stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, but they're my guys.
They're his guys. And I think he's like understanding like the shady stuff they're doing is nothing compared to what the party animals are doing.
Yeah. And it's like, and the thing that's so crazy is like, there's also that flashback moment where, his mom is like, hey Bruce, your friends are waiting outside for you, and it's all them when they're young.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's crazy is like, the friends that he has is Penguin.
Yep.
Riddler.
Yep.
Harvey Dent.
Yep. Killer Croc.
And Killer Croc.
No, they're not. Now, if you and Catwoman.
And Catwoman.
But if you're reading it, you know that it's not the
it's not those. I'm hoping they don't do the thing where they all just end up becoming his nemesis.
Yeah.
I hope not.
I would like to see personally. I don't mind if some of them go bad. For instance, Harvey Dent.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just had an idea. What if instead of him having the normal Bat family, they become the Bat family?
That's what I'm hoping.
Fights alongside them. That'd be dope.
In a way, but I would like to see maybe some of them go down a darker road. But then you have for instance, Killer Croc.
He's more
a figure that like this Batman respects, and like they just, or like could you imagine if the Penguin helped Batman? That's what I'm hoping to see.
Like being an informant.
Or being something like listen, I know you're a gangster, I know you do this on the side, and Penguin's like, okay, me and my boys are going to come help you take down the party animal.
Yeah,
like that would be really cool. Because he doesn't have money. He doesn't have like what I'm feeling is he's having to rely on the streets per se. What, and that's what I'm hoping. Maybe these villains that are so iconic kind of come into play is, it's Batman's not going to be taking them on alone. It's going to be, you're going to have Batwoman. I mean, Catwoman. You're going to have the Penguin. You're going to have Alfred. Like, he's going to have a rogues gallery that is helping him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's solid.
It's really like it. The other thing too is like that was really cool is I really liked the whole sequence when they're in the aquarium.
Yep.
At the beginning, that battle in the aquarium, and then obviously when he's like, oh, I have a vehicle. You're standing in it. Like I love that part.
Yep.
Just overall like absolute Batman. Basically, like the way I always say it is like. This week's interesting because we actually have 2 books that are written by Scott Snyder.
Yep.
And Scott Snyder is one of my favorite writers. Like, so I always say never underestimate the writing power of Scott Snyder.
Yep.
So go ahead.
This is going to get 5 absolute Calebs out of 5.
For me, it is also 5 absolute Calebs. Because, like I said, just amazing action sequences, just amazing story, how they're just keeping and building on this new mythos.
Yep.
They're just keep on building, and it's going to be I'm really interested to see where this goes from here.
Yep. Josh.
So, definitely 5 Calebs for me. What I love about it is it keeps me guessing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like for instance, when they're in the elevator and Alfred's like, how are we getting out of here? He's like, in my vehicle. He's like, I don't see a vehicle. He's like, you're standing in it. And it's a fucking dump truck.
It's like a
but
dump
it's
truck.
massive.
I told you we were R-rated.
It's a dump truck.
But it's just, and it's like moments like that. You're like, oh my God.
You know who else has a dump truck? Bruce's wife. Bruce's mom. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's how you did it. Yeah. What's our next book?
I'd say let's switch it up. Spider-Man?
Okay.
You really want to talk about Spider-Man, though?
Yeah. So everybody knows Dark Shadow has lifted from Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Nick Lowe is still there, so I'm a little nervous, and so is Paul, just waiting to stink the joint up.
Yeah, waiting to stink it up.
But this has started a new... Joe Kelly's back on the book. He was one of the architects back in the day when they first got rid of the wedding. The marriage. So Joe Kelly with Ed McGuinness. I can tell you right from the jump in that first issue, it felt like Spider-Man was fun again. He's cracking jokes. He's saving people. It's the kind of Spider-Man I want to see.
Yeah.
I like more of my Spider-Man when he's on, like ground level fighting like crime bosses and his rogue gallery. But I like the thing they're doing where Doctor Doom has basically Doctor Doom's noticed that Doctor Strange every now and then has to go and battle these 8 people, 8 demons for to see what happens to the Earth, and he can't be bothered to do that. So he's decided Spider-Man is the one to do it. So he's gifted Spider-Man with like basically 8 lives and a new suit.
What I love about it, and this goes off topic to a completely different book.
Yeah,
I love that Spider-Boy is in this book.
Yeah.
That whole interaction with him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, but I know ice cream makes it better, except for diabetes.
Diabetes.
So Spider-Boy's 10?
Yeah. Like it's
and the heroes are just okay with a 10-year-old running around.
Yeah,
well, I don't. Okay. But the thing is, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, the Spider-Boy thing was a cool introduction, and I like the painted artwork when Dr. Doom was explaining.
Yes,
everything.
That was honestly my favorite part about the issue.
That wasn't Ed McGuinness, but whoever that was did
the watercolor-esque paintings in it was really great. So with this one, it's good, but my biggest complaint is, can we please just have Spider-Man go back to ground level?
Ground level and be in his regular outfit.
His regular outfit. Yeah. The new suit is cool, but can we just please have him go back to street level, fighting his rogues gallery? Like, the whole Doctor Doom thing is cool. I did like that he was quippy again.
Yeah.
He was throwing the quips back and forth.
But see, at this point in Spider-Man, though, like, what's left of his rogues gallery?
Yeah, true.
There's not a lot left.
But
I did also like the fact that it seems like they're starting to hint that Aunt May is wising up.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you're just bullshitting me.
Yeah, you're BSing me, Peter.
I mean, but how old is Aunt May at this point?
Like 105?
Yeah.
Like, she has to be like 105.
But I feel like it's going in a positive direction. The fact he's quipping again, and he wins, because that was my biggest issue with the Zeb Well run.
Did he win?
He's won the first battle, so I mean, he got torn apart, but
put back together.
Zeb Wells he basically, I think, never really got any wins.
And I'm gonna say this too. I'm hoping, and who's ever at this point working on Spider-Man and who continues to work on Spider-Man, from the bottom of my heart, please kill Paul.
Yeah,
kill Paul.
Kill
I don't
Paul.
care how you do it. I don't care when you do it.
Just kill him.
Just out of it, or anything. I hate.
It's crazy. He's
Paul.
a genocidal villain. He killed his whole world.
He did. And what drives me crazy? Listen, we're getting off topic here for a minute. What drives me crazy is Mary Jane. Is made for the streets. Let me tell you. You mean to tell me that she's been dating Spider-Man since they're teenagers?
Yeah.
And then she falls for Paul in 2 months?
In 2 months?
It's God Almighty. I wish Spider-Man would have thrown him off that
Don't
bridge.
save her, Peter. Don't save her. She's for the
Lord,
streets.
no.
Okay?
For the streets.
Let her be a hoe.
So, no. Spider-Man 61, for me, I'll give it 4 Spider-Calebs.
For me, it's gonna be a 3.
Okay.
It didn't, like I said, I liked that he's quippy again, but the whole, let's go fight demons now is just like, okay, like, can we just, my big thing with Spider-Man is so much more enjoyable for me personally when he's on street level. I did like the stuff with Spider-Boy. Spider-Boy's great. But I mean, it just didn't grasp me. I mean, I'm still gonna read this arc just to get the whole picture. So hopefully my opinion will change by the end of this arc. But yeah, for me, it's gonna be a 3 out of 5. Caleb's.
I'm in the middle of the road, 3.5 for me.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been burned by Spider-Man a lot.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this book. I'm going to read the next one. I'm invested. I'm kind of interested to see what other ways he dies.
Yeah.
But like I said, Spider-Man has burned me once or twice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Same.
It goes from being really good
to
really bad, really quick. So I'm hoping with the new direction, the new writer and everything, I'm hoping it just stays at an even playing field that keeps it enjoying.
And they kill Paul.
And they kill Paul. Lord Jesus.
Then that will get 5 Spider-Calebs.
Listen, I will go anywhere and sell any Spider-Man copy that kills Paul.
Yeah. What's the next book?
Next book, I say we go G.I. Joe.
Okay. Number 1, Energon Universe, killing it.
Killing it.
So this isn't a surprise that G.I. Joe is good. Are we spoiling G.I. Joe?
Yeah, we're spoiling.
Yeah, I mean, we've already told people.
So spoilers again. Spoiler warning.
So it's resting on for me right now is, if you don't know, like on our Comic Exchange podcast, we had Denton Tipton on, who used to work for the IDW, and he was the editor on the Transformers run. And Hasbro was very careful about like what he could do with the characters.
Yeah.
And I assume they still are kind of with that with Energon. So my big deal, and how I'm going to really enjoy this G.I. Joe book going forward, is if the ending where Rock and Roll gets murdered sticks.
Well,
and that's what I want to see. I don't want it to be like, oh, he was laser proofed or some nonsense.
I don't think so. I think you know, where
I want rock and roll to be dead.
You know, I agree to an extent, but I just don't want them killing off characters willy-nilly.
Not willy-nilly, but I think this is a big...
Because I got to the last page and I was like, holy shit.
But, but that's what I want. I want there to be stakes.
Yeah. But, man, I mean, the stake... I mean, of course, if you've read Cobra Commander, and even if you read Transformers right now, I mean, there's stakes.
There are stakes.
There's nice stakes and all.
I don't want it to be like the animated cartoon where anybody would, whenever you see like their ship get shot down and you would see everybody parachute out, nobody ever really died.
True.
I think that death is going to be important for this book.
Yeah.
I think you have to, you know, you obviously have to have the death in there to give it that sense of urgency, like, hey, no character is safe.
Yeah.
And plus, too, because G.I. Joe has just such a cast of iconic characters. And even characters they've not introduced yet.
Yeah.
Like Snake Eyes is still lurking somewhere.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Like
I don't know where he is.
Shipwreck, Sartan, Gung Ho.
Yeah.
We've not seen any of them.
No, haven't. Not yet.
So, like, here's an interesting thing for both of you.
Probably our audience, too.
Yeah. Probably our audience, too. So, for me, this is actually the first, like, G.I. Joe team book that I've ever even read.
That makes sense, though, because you were too young for Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't grow up, like, reading, like, the G.I. Joe books. Like, I grew up watching the old cartoons.
Yeah.
But, like, what would you guys say, like, as I'm sure you guys have both read at least some of the older, like, Marvel, like, what would you say, like, does it, like, live up to, like, what you guys wanted?
It's too early. I remember, and I have been reading, I got the G.I. Joe Omnibus for my birthday, and it's holding up. I think it's gonna be a bit into it before I know for sure if it crosses.
So for me, you know, I've read G.I. Joe on and off. Mainly I watch the TV show. That's where I know a lot of it from. But Transformers, on the other hand, I own every Transformers issue you can dream of. I have read it. I have
Marvel and IDW.
All of them.
Okay.
And I love the direction that they're taking with Transformers.
Yeah.
And it shows also in these books. Just because, for me, I see Transformers, now that I'm an adult, and reading it, it's more of like, now I see the darker side of it. It's like like it's a civil war going on. Like they're killing each other. And as a kid, you're just like, oh, robots blowing up, love it, yay.
Yeah.
But like, you know, as an adult, you're reading, you're like, man, this has like, you know, a little bit more meaning. And that's what I love about the run that's going on right now. And it translates into all the different, like Joe, all of them, Void Rivals, like that whole Energon universe right now just has that feel of just, I don't want to say impending doom all the time. But,
not impending doom, but there is something that it's leading to.
Yeah.
And I think they're being smart with like how they're slow playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's working because I know you probably have the same experience I do from Comic Exchange. People come in off the streets just because they've heard G.I. Joe and Transformers books are back.
Yeah.
And they're getting into everything.
Yeah.
And
they're
loving it.
Because you can't stop. It's like once you read one, you're like, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, because I don't have that nostalgia bait really with Transformers. Yeah. As a kid, I was just too dumb to put them together. The real truth is my parents were poor, and instead of Transformers, I got the GoBots.
The GoBots.
And GoBots are like the Temu version of Transformers. I knew I was poor when my friends had the Transformers that turned into dinosaurs, and I had the GoBot that turned into a rock. A literal rock. Yeah, the Rock Lord.
What's funny, because you bring that up, Carlos in here actually yesterday had a Soundwave transformer. Really cool. It was awesome. I loved it. And he was like, you want to see it transform? I was like, oh yeah, hell. 15 minutes later, he finally got that thing transformed.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's not as cool as I thought it was going to be.
Did he make the transformer noise the whole time?
You know, I'm glad he didn't. But it was just funny because I was like, oh yeah, let's see what. And then he's sitting there, he's like, oh, we got to do that. But wait a minute. Now, oh, did that wrong. And I'm like, okay.
You know, they have those. Speaking of Transformers and like the new toys, have you seen like the like robotic ones that you like drive around and you tell it to like transform?
Oh, by itself? Oh, man! If I had like $1,500,
next Sunday we're gonna have a special toy on this episode.
We are.
Next Sunday
I'm excited.
Yeah, we are.
But G.I. Joe, I'll give it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 Caleb's. I couldn't think of anything clever. Four Caleb's.
I'm gonna give it 4 Caleb's also. I liked it. Like I said, this is me coming into the G.I. Joe books pretty much fresh. Like, obviously, I've been reading all the Energon books, but as far as a team G.I. Joe book, this is my first one, and I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely on board, so 4 out of 5 Caleb's for me.
Yeah, mine's gonna be a 4 also. Like I said, I haven't, besides like Duke and Cobra Commander, like some of the older G.I. Joe, like I didn't really delve into that much. But it's really good. It's set a tone that I really enjoy. And it, like I said, it connects to everything going on with the Energon universe right now. So it's if you're not liking Joe, we'll transfer to get to Void Rivals, or you know what I mean. So there's a little something for everybody in this.
There really is. Like, I mean, it's Energon universe right now is just top tier.
Yeah, because Void Rivals, I thought the first arc was a little but the second arc has been phenomenal, and going into the third arc.
I liked it because it was that slow burn.
It was, but it was also like it felt like it was relying too much on cameos for Transformers characters. But now it feels like they're building their own.
Kind of like into their. They've kind of built their own thing.
The thing that I liked about Void Rivals is nobody knew it was Transformers.
Yeah, that was so.
That was cool.
Yeah. So the last one.
Last one is Arcbound, which is the second Scott Snyder book, but this is not only written by Scott Snyder, this is also Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Like, as in, like, Venom.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this book, right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this was the bloodiest book I read this week.
Okay.
This book is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it. Like, I loved this book. I didn't know what to expect of this book.
Yeah, actually, Grant handed it to me. He's like, you need to check this out. Because it wasn't even on my radar, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Just because I'm reading so many other titles right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And, buddy,
wow.
Like, wow. Like, honest to God. Like, the only thing that, it reminded me of Invincible. A little bit.
Okay.
In a way.
The artwork
the artwork a little bit, and just with the gore and everything. Like, the gore, took me, by surprise. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, essentially, it's soldiers, and they're working for this big, I guess, other planet, right?
Yeah, they're working for I think it's more of a, what's the word?
It's a planet that basically is
feeds.
They're basically coming down, murdering everybody, and sticking them into arc suits and forcing them to work.
Well, no, they're putting them in. They're taking their consciousness and putting them into robots and making them.
They're essentially stealing other planets' resources.
Yeah, and these people are all like, "Hey, we'll negotiate with you."
And they're just like, boom.
And so the main character, he kind of has a conscience.
Yeah.
And he's obviously, like, if they do a movie of this, that's Tom Hardy. He kind of looks like him.
He essentially, like, kind of has this, like, wait, this isn't all adding up. Like, these people are clearly wanting to negotiate.
Yeah.
And so why are we just... And he even goes to his, I guess, the commander of his unit and is like, hey, this is messed up. Like, why do we keep needing to have all these resources? We have plenty. And the guy's like, well,
he's like, he talked about another force.
Yeah, he's like, well, there's another force,
and that's kind of like sold me on this book too, because I was like, what if they're already colonizing planets? What's worse than that?
So by the end of it, he's betrayed by his best friend. And he wakes
I don't know if he's his best
friend. But, and he wakes up in his own RoboCop suit.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wakes up in pieces.
In pieces.
Yeah,
he gets ripped in half.
He basically gets him ripped
But no, he wakes up, he's got his armor.
Remember the mad scientist puts the syringe in him. He's like, time to wake up, buddy. And he's like just hanging.
Oh, he is hanging, but I think he's like in a suit at that point, right?
No, he's just his upper torso.
Yeah,
because
we're opening it.
It's like at the very beginning of it. So that's when he comes. Yeah, that's when he comes out.
Suit.
No, but no. Flip.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. But the last page is him.
Yeah, but he's still awakened, right?
Yeah,
but he summons
suit at the end.
Yeah, he gets a suit at the end, but when he wakes up, he's still he's missing a hand and the whole.
Because he gets ripped in half. Spoiler alert.
But show that last page to show that Ryan is also right.
Yeah,
Ryan is also right.
Hashtag Ryan is right.
Hashtag you're about to see the last page.
Yeah.
So Ryan is technically correct, but yes, dude literally gets ripped in half.
Tom Hardy is an interesting cat. He does really good movies. He does really good TV shows. If you haven't seen it yet, seek out Taboo. It's like a mini series he did a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And my friend moved his family to Ireland like a few years ago. His daughter knows Tom Hardy as Mr. Tom because the BBC is like the national channel, so they have big time actors come in and read and record them reading stories for kids to listen to when they're going to bed, and she knows Mr. Tom because he does those.
Okay.
So,
but
and he's also like a black belt. He entered and won some kind of martial arts tournament. I want to see Nolan versus Tom Hardy.
Dude, that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
I'm actually, the two main characters, Kai and Xander.
Yeah.
Kai is obviously the main character, the Tom Hardy. Xander's the one who betrays him.
Yeah.
So like basically like near the end of the book, like he also he gets this like
he gets a secret message.
He gets a secret message
they tried to negotiate.
That they tried to negotiate, and it's being decrypted.
So I want to know also who the scientist is, because the scientist.
Well, the scientist is clearly the guy at the beginning.
But he's like, as it says, it's like I've been to different worlds. I've been, but he says, what did he say? He says like thousands. Where does it say? Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
He said, I've been to dozens, killed thousands of people, and seen. Like, what has he done?
So I'm thinking. Yeah, go ahead.
What is his purpose for bringing him back?
My prediction is the scientist was originally one of these colonizers too, and basically, that's
we'll find
my
out in
prediction.
issue 2, maybe.
Dude, this book is nuts,
it's insane.
and I freaking love it.
It's insane.
So you can go first.
Every second of it. So yeah, for me, obviously, this is a 5 out of 5. If you like Scott Snyder, if you like bloody sci-fi gore, get this book. It is nuts. We still have a few left on the shelf, and I'm sure Comics Exchange has some.
So you're giving it 5?
I'm giving it a 5. I love this book.
Be fun in a minute. Josh,
I'm giving it a 5 also.
Okay.
Like I said, it gives me a lot of like Invincible vibes.
Yeah.
It gives me like the characters are interesting. It has me wanting to know what happens next, and also it caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
Any books that kind of catch me by surprise.
It caught me by surprise too.
I'm all about it.
When they announced this book well over a year ago too, and it just kind of it got delayed several times.
And I know a lot, and I know you could say this about a lot of books and stuff, but I could honestly see this becoming a television.
Oh, dude,
I'm sure that's a plan.
Yeah.
I'm so for it.
So this could possibly be a spec book, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I would definitely get it the spec book of that because there's definitely going to be, if Tom Hardy's on board, they have to be shopping it around.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're going to disagree with us, right?
Yeah. So first off, sci-fi stuff isn't really my jam. So that probably has a little bit to do with it. I'm giving it 2.5.
Okay. You look like you hurt while you were saying that.
Because you guys are so excited about it. I never want to be positive about something.
You have to give us your honesty.
Yeah.
You have to be honest.
Although, if Caleb was in this, it would be called Arcbound.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think for me, I'm just not the target audience for it.
That's fair.
It is my big thing, and I feel like we've seen this kind of story before. I do get, after you guys were talking about the Invincible, I can definitely see that with, the crazy over-the-top violence and kind of the art, too.
Yeah.
There is a good arc here, Arcbound. So I might still pick up 2 just to see where it's going. Because it does have a cool cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of wondering between Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry who did the heavy lifting on the script.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to stay with it, at least for one more issue, because you guys kind of pumped me up to try it again.
Yeah.
And I might read it later. When I read it in 2 parts. I read it
dense.
one night after Tyson lost. So maybe I'm still bummed about that.
Please don't get us into that.
Don't get us. That was.
But yeah. So I still say pick it up and decide for yourself, because you got 2 people that gave it a 5.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And if you like sci-fi, I think this will be your jam. Next week we got some good titles too.
We do got some good titles
next
coming
week's gonna be another banger.
Yeah, we're doing Ninja Turtles and Naruto.
Yeah,
with
I'll
the Naruto
try to
run.
pronounce that by then.
Yeah. We're also doing, I believe, The Question.
Yeah, is that a mini or is it a one shot?
I think it's a mini.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Is the question still Renee?
Yes.
Okay, it's Renee.
Still Renee. Let's see what else. Let's pull up my handy dandy notebook.
Pull up the handy dandy.
Thanksgiving week though. Oh my God,
Man.
Unlimited, Justice League Unlimited, and probably Absolute Wonder Woman too.
Thanksgiving week's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because I looked over the list and usually the weeks of holidays they kind of chill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're not chilling this week.
I mean, you do have Batman Full Moon #2.
Yeah.
Which issue 1 was really cool of that.
So I would say if you're going to see your family on Thanksgiving, you have the family members a little awkward around.
Get your books beforehand.
Come get your books because it's going to be a good week.
So I will say next week also is Ultimate Spider-Man 11, which if y'all don't know is probably going to be the first appearance of the Ultimate Black Cat.
She's on the cover.
She's on the cover.
She's on the cover, so I mean, proof's on the pudding.
But you know, sometimes they have people that are just cover appearances.
Because something happened to her father in 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Well, it's on. Well, I mean, it says right on a key collector that her first
How did the
appearance
Ultimate
is in
Spider-Man
10.
book club go?
It was fun. You both missed out. You suck.
I'm sorry.
I was dead by the end of the night. I didn't hear
going to space was tiring.
I know.
But
yeah, thank you to the Mulchins who came out and hung out. McKay was there, so it was McKay, myself, and both of the Mulchins. So we had a lot of fun.
We usually have snacks. Were there snacks?
We had pizza, and then Brad actually made this really good mint cake type thing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He just called it Brad's Cake. I was like, you got to come up with a better name than that, man.
And you'll be hearing a lot from the Mulchins, and I know we're going to have it on our podcast once they're ready because they're both working on books right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading Rick's, and it's really good, solid so far, and they're just good people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. So yeah, I think we're gonna try to do. I think we're gonna at least try to do a Christmas thing in December.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to come up for a little bit of a surprise for our Christmas episode.
Yeah, we're trying to figure.
You weren't here last week. Me and Mac were talking about it a little bit, so we're trying to.
I was in space. I couldn't get.
He was in space. He was exploring Uranus.
Yeah, he was exploring Uranus.
The biggest catfish in my life is when they said Pluto wasn't a planet. That was the biggest catfish I ever had. But anyway, let's end this. I got to go learn how to play Magic.
All right, guys. Well. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah, definitely. We'll be back here next week.
Yeah.
If there's any books that you want us to cover or check out, please let us know in the comments on the Rewind, and we will see y'all here same time, same place.
Yep.
And as we say here, stay classy, Knoxville.
Stay classy, Knoxville.
And now I do the awkward walk.
Do the Naruto run.
Yeah, do the Naruto run. He's kind of. I don't think. Yeah, there he goes. Okay. As a millennial, he has to know how to do the Naruto.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. It won't let me end it.
Well,
we're still alive, but